Ha, Nato Monoma, everyone's favorite annoying best boy who we'd all just love to replace with someone else, anyone else at this point, may have just gotten an assignment that only he can do. Hey, it's Truth Hero, and if you're not caught up to the most recent chapter of My Hero Academia, you should probably just reevaluate your life. But also, you should probably click away from this video right now, as it will contain spoilers. But if you are caught up, then you'll know that at the end of chapter 216 of Boku no Hero Academia, Monoma gets a summons from Professor Aizawa to go to Eri Chan's place. Just what could this assignment be? Let's find out. Now, besides discussing the implications of Monoma and Eri and what this partnership could do for our Tintin senpai, we'll also be taking a look at what abilities Monoma could possibly gain if he's allowed to copy Eri's Rewind quirk. And believe me, they're pretty impressive. Part 1. Assisting Eri Chan. It's no surprise that Monoma is called on. He has the ability to copy others' quirks. As such, Monoma could copy Eri's quirk and help Eri better understand the inner workings of it, and even teach her how to master her own immense power. When Monoma copies a quirk, he automatically has a baseline understanding of how it's used. This is why during the sports festival, and even the most recent class battles, Monoma was able to effectively use anyone's quirks to his team's advantage. Now, side note here, this doesn't explain why Monoma was unsuccessful in copying Deku's One for All, but given the most recent chapter, it does appear that Monoma, while unsuccessful, is very observant when copying quirks, and did gain some knowledge that could certainly help him when facing Deku in the future. This combination of inherent knowledge paired with observation means that Monoma would know how to use Eri's Rewind and could actually teach her how to better manage it instead of just having Aizawa look at her to stop her from going out of control. And who knows, maybe he could practice with the quirk and actually develop moves with Rewind. Speaking of going crazy and out of control, I hope when Eri meets Monoma she doesn't freak out because, well, it's Monoma. In all seriousness, Monoma actually has to be careful. Eri might freak out if anyone uses her powers because she knows how destructive they are and wouldn't want anyone burdened by her quirk. I just hope she's at a point in her therapy and her healing to where she'd allow someone to come in and actually help her better understand her gift. Part 2. Bringing back Lemillion. Ah yes, the question on everyone's mind, could Monoma copy Eri's quirk and then use it to carefully rewind Mirio Togata's time to before he was shot by the quirk erasing bullet and still possessed his permeation quirk? Well, yes, he could. If Monoma can control Eri's Rewind quirk, and if the quirk rewinds a person's time, Monoma can certainly use it to rewind Mirio's time, thus restoring his quirk and bringing back Lemillion. Well, that is, if the quirk rewinds time. While we do picture Eri's quirk as something that rewinds someone's time, like when she used it to rewind Deku's body and heal his injuries, there's actually a deeper level to the quirk. Chisaki explains that Eri's quirk rewinds not just the body, but the flow of human nature, a flow that brought human evolution forward, and along with it, quirks. This could mean that Eri can not only rewind someone's DNA to a point where they didn't have an injury or a disease, but also to a point where quirks hadn't yet manifested in humans. I guess when Chisaki said that if Eri tried hard enough she could actually turn someone back to being a monkey, he wasn't exaggerating. Unfortunately, if this is true, Monoma or Eri cannot rewind Mirio back to a point where his DNA possessed a quirk. This is because his DNA has already been rewound by the bullet to a point in evolution where quirks hadn't yet manifested. So, unless Eri's Rewind has a fast forward function, Lemillion ain't coming back. But maybe this is actually a good thing. Think about it for a second. Should Mirio Togata be restored? If Eri's true power is not to rewind human evolution, but rather time, then by this logic, Monoma can not only restore Mirio's quirk, but he could also rewind All Might to a time before his injuries, where his muscle form of One for All was at 100% functionality. To me, if this happens, there's no real story in My Hero Academia anymore. It's too much of a Deus Machina moment. When things are permanent or have consequences, they should remain that way. If you suddenly bring back All Might, then why do I care about Deku? Part 3. Monoma OP. While our friend Mirio may never get his powers back, Monoma, on the other hand, could gain some interesting abilities if he were to copy Eri's Rewind quirk. Suppose Monoma copies Eri's quirk. Since Monoma copies many quirks in training, he could possibly, with careful control, rewind his DNA ever so slightly to a point where he possessed someone else's quirk. This means if Monoma has Rewind, he might be able to cycle through all the quirks he has ever copied in reverse chronological order. Another implication of this rewinding to a 5-minute copy quirk window is the side effect of Monoma's copy quirk. As we know from chapter 215, the effects of Monoma's copy quirk linger after he copies them and after the 5-minute time limit is up. What if Monoma, being clever as he is, used Eri's Rewind quirk to revert himself to a time when his DNA possessed Deku's One For All? He could then just let the 5-minute time limit on Rewind run out, and since his copy quirk has the effect of lingering, Monoma could permanently have One For All. On a more generous side, Monoma could actually use Rewind to revert the Nomu back to when their DNA was altered, thus restoring the lives of the people used to create this savage form. But what do you guys think? What is the biggest implication for Monoma copying Eri's quirk? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like My Hero Academia content and want to see more of these videos, be sure to enroll at UA today by clicking that subscribe button down below. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, Plus Ultra.